Hello and welcome back to the Morbid Archives. My name is Rock and I'm gonna go off script here. Recently I've had a pretty nasty fall and I got a concussion, and I'm gonna put some pictures up here. I'm gonna censor any personal information. I don't exactly know what I'm gonna show here, but I got a concussion and I was unable to, go to school for like a week. Partly because I couldn't really drive and I had a nasty headache, and a little bit of me didn't really want to go. So now I'm catching up on work, on assignments and all that stuff, and I'm really pushing back the YouTube stuff. So please pardon me taking long, and this video has been in the works for so long and I was unable to do any progress. So if you see this video, I'm finally free from all the shackles of what's keeping me from releasing this video and many more in the future. And I hope that this is the longest time I'm gonna take for a video, because I really do want to put more videos out, more content for you guys. I have so much fun making videos. So with that being said, and I'm sorry for making you wait this long, in today's video we'll be taking a look at a smaller, lesser known project created by Remy Abode, who is the creator behind the analog horror series Gemini Home Entertainment. But unlike Gemini, which deals with more planetary threats, Morley Grove is a shorter, more intimate series, clocking in at just around 10 minutes. It offers a tense and terrifying glimpse into the early 2000s. As always, I strongly implore you to watch the original series. It's really good. It's just 10 minutes, just watch it, okay? The links will be down in the description. Now, without wasting any more time, let's explore Morley Grove. The video starts with an older looking YouTube. It's being recorded using Bandicam, and we see a video with 109 views. It's called Morley Grove Specters Missing Kids Photos Turn Creepy, uploaded by Superpilot Jordan. As the video plays, we see several different pictures, and in them we get zoomed in photos of children, their faces twisted and deformed. Below the video, we see the description made by the uploader Jordan. He says, "Kids' faces in Morley Grove turn all messed up before disappearances. 1969 proof." Did you see that? Before we were cut off, we get one last zoomed in picture. Not of a child, but of a forest behind the people in the picture. Now, if you look hard enough, you can find something lurking in the shadows. Now we cut to an audio recording, Morley Grove Specters audio, recorded on February 2007, and here's the audio. We hear sounds of screaming children blended in with the wind hitting the microphone. First time listening to it, I was honestly a bit creeped out, but it sets up the tone for the series very well. We learn of something lurking in the background, messing up the images of children in the photos before seemingly making them disappear. Let's continue to the next video. It starts us off with the vintage film footage. We see shots of an old lumber mill and scenic, untouched landscapes. The time of this recording isn't explicitly stated, but if we connect the dots from the previous video's description, we are likely looking at Morley Grove around 1969, before the disappearances ramped up. There's a presentation shown to us. Happy birthday, Dustin. 2005. We see multiple images of Dustin's party, and in the background, You Are My Sunshine plays, a song that is usually sweet, but in this context, it feels very mournful. As we cycle through the party photos, something immediately becomes apparent. One child, presumably Dustin, has his face completely blurred out in every single image. Everyone else is clear, everyone else is smiling, but Dustin is censored. At the end of the video, we get cut off again. If we pause at the end frame, we see a weird blur to the right of the image. This tree looks very strange. And this is the brilliance of Morley Grove. It uses old 2000s quality to its advantage, and it makes us, the viewers, question whether that's a tree or the Morley man. This is one of my favorite horror videos. The music completely contrasting the creepy photos, the ambiguity of a blurred out kid's face, and the way the low quality makes you question your own eyes. It's honestly just great. You should go watch it if you haven't already. Now let's continue to the next video. We open in the comment section of the video. Based on the audio, this is clearly the Dustin's birthday slideshow that we just watched, uploaded by the username Face for the Thunder. One user asks, "Is this a joke? All these photos are older than 2005. I'm so confused." Jordan appears again saying, "Morley Grove Specters. I don't know who uploaded this, but this kid is a Morley Grove Specter. Look up Morley missing." Jordan is immediately met with a skeptic named Mr. Grinds. You actually believe that? Sorry bro, but ghosts aren't real. Sorry to burst your bubble. Oh, the stupidity of the internet these days. They go back and forth. Jordan insists he has proof coming tomorrow, while Mr. Grinds just mocks him for believing in these ghosts. We then cut to a website. There's no title or anything to tell us what it is, but we immediately know it's about Morley Grove. There are several sections: About, News, Contact, and Resources. We're currently in the About section with two subsections: Browse Cases and First-Hand Accounts. We're currently in the former. We see multiple distorted pictures of children accompanied with names and last seen dates. As we scroll down, we learn just how many kids are missing: Anna, Nathan, Judy, and lastly Dustin. But we don't see Dustin's picture. Instead, we are met with that standard broken image icon. It almost implies that Dustin is in the process of being erased. His likeness is corrupted, deleted. He doesn't exist anymore, not even in the digital world. We switch over to the first-hand account section. We see multiple stories from people who had their near encounters with the creature. One account reads, "My elementary school friend Pammy became a specter. I was staying with my aunt a half hour away, so I wasn't at Morley Grove. My mom was though. She saw the Morley man." Another describes the sheer size of the entity. "I knew a guy who said he saw it take one of the kids. He told me it must have been at least 20 feet tall. He said that when it looked at him, it stole a part of his soul. When I was still working, we would get calls from this terrified woman who was convinced that someone was stalking her son. She was absolutely adamant, but we couldn't provide any real cause for suspicions. No matter how hard we searched, nothing came up. I think everyone figured out she was just paranoid. I still feel guilty about that." The last one reads, "I must have been around 12 at the time. I was sitting on the couch right across from Roy. He was a couple years younger than me. I was on the couch that sat against the main wall, so I wasn't able to look out the window. I remember I was showing him this toy truck that I had, and for a second he glanced past me, out the window. It took him right then and there. My mom was in the kitchen when it happened. She screamed." These first-hand stories with the Morley man speaks volumes. We can see the dread seeping through each paragraph. Some witnessing an entity as a child or as an adult, and either way, they all have one thing in common. The Morley man is hunting down children. The fourth video is titled Morley Drive. It begins with a recording of a 911 call dated January 2010.
911. Okay, they're there right now. Do you know who they are? Okay, are you safe right now?
This sounds all too familiar. Now notice how the sound of the child is distorted. We don't even hear words coming out of him. We move on to a dash cam dated January 16, 2010. Once they arrive to the location, we get a satellite view of the house on 23 Morley Drive. Holden answers to the police, and the police explain about the call and the reported man. Holden, confused, tells the cops that there are no children in the household. The child is gone. As a matter of fact, he's not just gone, he's erased. His own father doesn't recall having children. We can confirm that this is the case as we, as viewers, hear the altered versions of the call. Originally, the child was being asked and heard about what was happening, but something erased his voice, his history, memories of those who loved him. He was erased. The next video is a video of just a hallway. No movement, just a stationary view of the hallway. We can see that several things happen throughout the video. In the beginning, we hear a voice, but it sounds reversed. When we play the video in reverse, we hear it's a bit hard to fully understand what the voice is saying, but that's what it sounded like to me. Next, we see a black cat walking through the hallway until he stops and looks intently at the dark part of the hallway. Something is moving in the dark. It's pretty hard to make out what's going on here with the quality, but we could clearly see something moving. After this, we see a shadow looming through the whole hallway, the white noise growing louder. As the shadow disperses, so does the white noise. It almost felt like a powerful force looming over a part of the house, like it was looking for something. And lastly, we hear the same voice in the beginning. This time, it's not reversed. We hear it say, followed by running towards the camera and it knocking it a bit, but we don't see anything. With what I've described so far, we can tell what's going on. We hear the voice of a child who's not here physically. We hear them calling for help, probably the same way they did when they were alive. We even see them, or what appears to be a specter of them in the dark, but the Morley man comes by and tries to find them, and with no luck, he moves somewhere else, and then the child makes a run for it, running from the Morley man. The last episode is titled Birthday 2010, and it starts off with a corrupted-like filter of a birthday party. It's dark, dreadful, and the music definitely doesn't help. This could be a deterioration of a birthday party, or even of a memory. For a second, we see a news article. Ghost child scares couple out of home. This reveals the aftermath of Morley Drive. Holden and his wife are putting their house on the market to escape the haunting caused by that 911 call. But the crushing irony here is that they aren't fleeing from a random ghost. They are terrified of the ghost of their own erased son, completely unaware that he was theirs to begin with. We move into the final portion of the video. We get the same slideshow from the second video, but this time it feels off. Instead of 2005, it's 2010, and already we see Dustin's picture very mangled and disfigured, not even looking like a human. We go through the same photos. The only difference here is that there is no Dustin, and there is no Morley man. The only difference here is that we see the hallway from the last video, slowly zooming into the dark, where we can barely see a face. When we step back and look at the whole picture, the true horror of the series is clear as day. It's the absolute erasure of existence. The Morley man doesn't just end a life. No, he deletes a life. He leaves behind broken digital images and distorted audio files, and parents who are terrified of the ghosts of children that they don't even remember having. It preys on one of our deepest human fears, the fear of being completely and utterly forgotten. We just experienced the boy go through that. The process of him being caught by the Morley man, being lost, and eventually being forgotten. And that is the end of Morley Grove. It's a quick, nostalgic road going into some very eerie corners of the internet, and it does an amazing job at doing just that. The only downside of this series is that I want to see more. The world has such an interesting world and premise that it just makes me want more. I give massive credit to Remy Abode. I highly recommend checking out his channel and other projects of theirs to support his work. I'll leave links in the description. As always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you watching this far, and if you enjoyed the video, I highly suggest you subscribe and like for more content like this. It really helps me out a ton. Thank you for watching, and stay safe out there.